So this morning I come into work and my lead tech says to me, "Hey, what happened after I left yesterday?" And I'm like, "What's going on?" And I said, I'm not sure. What do you mean? He's like, "Well, got a toolbox missing." And I'm like, "Okay." And he gave me the technician's name, and I'm like, "Is a card in there?" Because they have like a toolbox that stays in one area, and then you use a roll card around job to job, and the cart was gone too. And I'm like, "Well, that's something else." No noticed, no nothing, just not even like belly aching. Normally there'd be a time that you'd get some belly aching leading up to it, kind of the opportunity to help a person make a change. But in our line of work, the working flat rate, it's a different mindset, and it's a different sort of job way. If I've explained it before, so if the change in alternator, a piece on your engine on the car, pays 2 hours by the book, and the tech gets it done in 1 hour, he's given the compensation of 2 hours of labor. If it takes the technician 3 hours, then he or she gets the compensation of only 2 hours of labor, and they miss out on an hour. Now, some people are made for it, some people aren't. Some people have an efficient mindset, and others don't. Not sure what was the case with my latest guy. The current place that I'm working at, it's only been in business for a few years, so my owner hasn't seen quite as many different things as I have, going on my 8th year of this level of business. So, I've had I've had employees not show up. I've had employees promise to come in to work and don't make it in. I've even had employees go so far as to be fully hired, drop their toolbox off, say they're going to stop by Monday to pick up their toolbox to go work somewhere else. I've had a variety of it. I've had mechanics give me 3 weeks notice. I've had them give me 2 weeks notice. I've had them give me no notice. I've had them quit on me 2 hours into the day. So I haven't seen it all, but I've seen enough. And it's a rough thing to witness. It's a rough thing as a boss or a manager to experience when you're doing your best to make a good work environment. But people see things different on the other side of that fence. That's a fact. And I think those of us who've worked our way up from that one side of the fence, it's a bit shocking sometimes to have that happen. Especially you go from, when you're a fellow technician and a direct teammate, people talk about when they're going to quit or making a change like a long time before it actually happens. So I tell myself and other managers and owners that, if we were going to fire a person, you wouldn't give them notice. So it's something to consider, before we get too awful offended. But, the point of notice being that you're still showing a good ethic, and it gives you options in the future, which could be that some people believe their options are unlimited, or they don't think that big. I'll give you an example. The person I currently work with, my owner, he and I worked together a long, long time ago, about 20 years ago, both as technicians. and we were colleagues. He knew what he had going on. I knew what he had going on work-wise. He knew what I had going on work-wise, and the type of people we are. So when this current project was happening, I had, in his view, proved as a reliable resource. Well, when you quit without notice, you're not proving that. And there were jobs that I had left and gotten other jobs in the meantime between now and when he and I first started working together. So there's no networking really involved in it. I will say another thing too. You don't hear as much of mechanics talking about opening their own shop the way that we did back in the day. Seems like, if memory serves me, 1 out of 3, or in the very least 4 of us, had designs of eventually working up to own our own business. It may have even been as many as 1 in 3. I came close at least twice over the course of 17 years wrenching. So it's strange to not hear that any longer. Now, I haven't been everywhere. I haven't seen everything besides going around the world twice and meeting everybody once. But it concerns me. It all concerns me. Because if you take my boss, for example, there's aspects of when we're doing a business project that we need to be able to have confidence that we can rely on people. If that reliance becomes obliterated and these entrepreneurs are discouraged, what are we going to have? We're going to have these nothing but big box stores and big box businesses with nobody wanting to take responsibility for anything. And that's harmful. That's harmful to the economy. I'd be interested in what the statistics are, truth be told. But it's made for a rough couple of days at work, so you have to forgive me not posting. But we shall see how it's going. I know some of y'all watching this have been part of the Great Resignation, and that's all right. If y'all have been watching me anytime, 2 years ago I took a few weeks off. Can't remember if I made any videos in that time or not. I may not have even made videos in that time. And then when I opened up this channel, it was me out on a couple of health concerns with high blood pressure and stuff. So as much as I'd like to be a robot, I'm not. And I know other people aren't robots. And I do my best to remind the people that I work for that entrust me with their business that our people aren't robots. It all seems so sanitary when we used to talk about opening shops. The employee part, the tech part, just as a given. Because we've been on the other side of it. We don't have a problem with paying a person what they're worth. We're one of the first shops that I've worked at that we give annual raises. It never worked that way for me anywhere before. You'd have to go and ask and beg for a raise, and the people would say, well, you want a raise? Work more, get more hours. So I'm interested in where y'all are at with everything, and hope everybody's doing good. And all right, catch y'all later. Hopefully I have the more upbeat video. Glad this isn't a Sunday, but I'd have to be a proper heathen to actually work on a Sunday. Catch y'all later.